Hi friends, it's Becky, and most of this week my sister and I have been taking turns opening up some of the limited quantity anniversary bundles that the Bargain Bead Box folks have put together to celebrate their 10 years of being in business and making beads, bead boxes for everybody. So this was something that they had for sale last week, and there were 7 days that each of these became available. They're very, very limited in quantity though, and some of them, they sold out within minutes. So my sister and I did not get all 7 of them each. I didn't get all 7, she didn't get all 7, but between the two of us, we did get all 7. So that's why we're taking turns opening them up, organizing them into our boxes, and then making something with them to share this with y'all. And this is bundle number 5. This was the Malibu Malibu Beach. I can't remember. I didn't keep the name of it here with me. Anyway, this is the one that they had on the 5th day. It was full of pink things, as you can see. And I'm going to open it up, take a look at all of these different lovely beads, and get them organized in my 15 grid organizer like I do most of my bead boxes. If you would like to see some of the other ones that we've already unboxed, we started with our live on Friday night. We unboxed that together, and then we took turns with each of them, and I will put links in the description below to each of our unboxing videos and the things that we made with them. Oh, there's so many good things in here, like so many beads, so many things. This is a fantastic bundle. I'm really happy that I was able to get it. I knew it would sell out so fast. So this is a really great bundle. There's even tassels, my friends. Tassels. I love tassels. Alright, so let's start with some of the bead strands, and then we'll move on to our bagged items after that. There you go, bead mix as well. This is pink agate. Oh, there are numbers on these, but there wasn't a list of them, so I don't need to go in any particular order. This is 14 inches. They are tumbled and dyed. Some of these remind me a little bit of the color of rose quartz, but then you've got some more earthy tones in there. You've got some whiter tones, and they do have kind of a crackle appearance for a lot of these. Let's get this strand opened up and get it into one of the sections in here. Because these are some pretty large nuggets, and this is a long strand, I may need to open up a second section for this. I'm going to start with just one and then figure out if I need to open up a second section after I get some of these on there, and it looks like I do. So let's get all of these in. Oh, that's a broken one. Let's get the broken bits out, because I don't want to. Ugh. Is that the broken? That one's broken too? No? There we go. Yep, that's it. I think that's the risk you take when you have some crackled or that type of bead, is sometimes it will break. It happens with that type of bead. right, so we've got all of those in 2 sections. This is another long strand, it looks like. 16 inches, and these are 8 to 9 millimeter. It's mountain jade, which is dyed dolomite marble, as it says on here. And this is the coral pink color, but friends, to me, this doesn't look like coral. This looks like bubblegum. This is a very bubblegum pink to me. And this is going to need 2 sections for sure, with 8 millimeter beads and a 16-inch strand. There's so many beads. This is a really fun bead box. Oh my gosh. I haven't decided what I want to make with this yet. I was going to let the beads talk to me and tell me what they wanted to be. But I think they may want to be several different things. All right, then I've got these 10 millimeter faceted crystal round pink beads in pink jade. They are 12 inches in size. And they are faceted. I'm going to give it a little wiggle so we can see some sparkle in here. And 10 millimeter beads are fairly large. I probably should have gotten my deeper organizers, the ones that have bigger wells, for these larger beads, because they would fit in there a little bit better. Yep, this one needs 2 sections as well. This is not a problem per se, but I may need to roommate situations some things. Since I'm now already taking up 6 sections of this 15 grit organizer, and there are all of these other beads that need to get put away. That's fine. All right, these are some smaller ones. They are 6 millimeters, and they are freshwater shell rounds. I love this type of bead because they just glow. This should only need 1 section though, with these smaller beads, as long as we're not tying things in a knot. I love this bundle. I love this bundle so much. Ooh, and more pearls. These are shell pearls made. They are 8 millimeters and they are ivory colored. These are going to need 2 sections as well. These are so fantastic. I think I might combine the pearls and these, maybe. And this is one of my favorite colors. These are 10 millimeter crackle agate. There's a 7-inch strand of these. They are fuchsia. That is bright and beautiful. should be able to fit all of these guys in here. And if not, I'll pull a couple of them out and I'll use them in whatever I'm making. Oh. Right. Now, I can definitely, there's some room here on top of one of these that I can fit my tassels in. So I won't need to have a second section of that. They're pink ombre tassels. Let's just fluff these up a little bit. I do love tassels. There we go. And now we've got stuff in bags, like these cultured freshwater pearl links with shell accent. There are 2 of these. This is one side, and if I flip it over, it's got a flat side and a round side. And there's our little shell accent on those. I'm going to stick these links in here. There's some other links that I'm going to be adding in here with them, like these guys. They are agate dyed cube links. There are 10 of these. It would be really easy actually to put these together with these. Just grab some jump rings and start stringing them together to turn them into a project. All right, do we have any other links? Oh, this isn't a link, this is a pendant or a charm. Let's turn that over so you can see the pretty pink enamel part. So it is a 21 by 18 millimeter, 18 karat gold plated brass with cubic zirconia and an enameled shell tail. That is so pretty. Love that. I'm going to stick that one on here. And then we've got these 14 by 7.5 millimeter glass and brass faceted teardrop charms in jade pink. And let's give it a little wiggle so you can see the faceting. And they are double-sided. You're going in here with my mermaid. And then we've got a 20 millimeter gold-plated brass and cubic zirconia scallop pendants. Oh, for pretty. Look at that. Let's turn it over on the other side. And it has a bail on it. Oh, a charm pack. 4-piece. Oh, I know what I'm going to make. I'm going to make a little charm bracelet. And I'm going to use these links to do it. 18 by 13.5 millimeter, 14 karat gold plated starfish and scallop shell links. Oh, they're links. They're not charms. Never mind. I thought these were charms. I was going to have them dangle from between here as a charm bracelet. They can still go with these though, because links. In fact, I'm going to nestle them in here. All right, let's pull up some more beads. We've got these 11 to 12 millimeter rhinestone rounds. These are polymer clay beads with rhinestones stuck in them, and they are so sparkly. Kind of a dusty pink color. Love that. We've got so many more metal pieces and things. Let's get this bead mix all settled, I am going to save these two sections for more of the metals, and I'm going to stick these guys in here with that. We're going to roommate situation them. This is 100 pieces of 4mm round glass beads. It's in the Pink Shores mix. So let's get a couple of these out here so we can see what the colors are. Actually, let's do the whole thing. Yeah, that's fun. We love seeing all the beads. And it looks like we've got some pearlescent light taupe ones, some pearlescent white. We've got some kind of clear or almost opal colored beads. We've got some pink beads, some that are more clear than others. And then we've got these light, sort of dusty purple beads as well for this bead mix. You're going right in there with my sparkly guys. All right, and then I've got some spacers here. 30 of these. They are 5.5 by 4.5 swirled spacers. Let's get these guys. They are nickel free, so my sister will be able to play around with these. Let's take a look at those swirls. They're going right over there. And then we've got some gold-plated brass filigree bead caps in 24 karat gold. There's 20 of these as well. They're very lightweight. There they go there. Oop. Stay out of the way. I've just got so many more pendants and things, but let's get to this clasp. So it looks like it is a fishhook clasp. What you do is you pinch. Hey, there we go. Double share box clasp. Okay, so you take this side has a loop, this side has a loop. You pinch that and pull it out, and then unhook it from there, and then to put it back together, slide that in, and then push that in. Right, and then we've got some gold-plated brass and cubic zirconia double shell charms. I'm going to leave one right side up and the other one right side down. These already have some jump rings attached to them. So that's the back side, and this is the front side. These charms, I'm putting them here in the charm section. 4 pieces of gold-plated starfish beads. They're 20 millimeters in size. Look at these big chonkers. Look at these chonky boys. Okay, we've got a hole that goes between 2 of the limbs and out of the top of another. And again, there's 4 of these. And then we've got a 30 millimeter plated freshwater shell scallop pendant. This is the back side. It doesn't have all of the plating up the corrugation. I'm going to stick this guy right here next to these starfish though. It's just where that one's going to go because I've got my littler pendants and charms in here. And last but not least, an enameled shell charms with faux pearl in coral pink. Turn that one over so you can see the back side. Love those. Okay. I could see making just a ton of earrings with these. I can see doing bracelets, necklaces. There's a lot that you could make with this bundle. But I think I'm going to do earrings for tonight. I'm going to grab these two out. Not those, but maybe... No, because I think these would be great in a set with these, like as a something that goes with it. So let's leave those in here. Oh, but for sure we're going to use our tassels. Yay, tassels. Okay, so I've got these guys over here. I've got these guys. We'll just make a couple of pairs of earrings. These ones for sure need to be involved because they need some extra room there in their section. These need some pearls to go with them. Let's take a look at these bead caps. It's a little too wide for that, but I think they're going to be perfect for these. Yes. All right, bead caps. So you've got bead caps here with these guys. Where's my tweezers? There they are. So I'm going to pull out a couple of these small guys to go with these. Maybe. Ooh, the light pink. Yeah, no, let's do the light pink ones. Okay, so light pink, fuchsia, a couple of these. And then this one. What do I want to add to it? Don't feel like this is the right pink to go with that. It's a little too pink. Maybe I can grab one of these more earthy toned. Beads. It's too pink. All right, I like that. I like that. No, that's too top heavy. Those are too large for that. Maybe we don't need another pink with it. Maybe we just need a little extra bling like this. Okay. Yes, I like that. All right. That's the thing. We're going to set that out of the way. Make sure I can actually close these. Yep, it all fits. And now for these, I'm going to grab some wire. I've got some 22 gauge wire here. I'm just going to grab the 22 gauge craft wire, some chain nose pliers, some round nose pliers, and my flush cutters. Where's my round nose pliers? There they are. Round nose pliers and flush cutters. I may also use my, yeah, there it is. I'm just gonna make some ear wires too to go with these, using my 6-step bell making pliers. So let's just snip off a couple of inches of wire for each ear wire. I like to use 22 gauge wire for it. It fits my ears better than 20 gauge. All right, so that'll make 2 pairs of ear wires. And now the earrings that I make are going to be using some wrapped loop links. So to do that, I'm going to be popping these beads onto the wire. And I'm just going to work right off the wire. Let's do all of these all at once. I'm going to set these aside because those will be the dangles. And that's 1 pair of earrings. And then the next one, I'll start with my smaller beads, put my bead cap on the wire with the curved side facing towards my larger bead. And then close bracket that with another and then we put another smaller bead on there like that. That's how it's going to be on the thing. But let's put our next one on because I'm going to make all of my links and then we will put them together with the earrings, and then I'll make my ear wires with y'all. All right, so first things first, I'm going to grab my round nose pliers and a couple, well, 1.5 inches down from the end of here. Let's move this so it's not a little bit easier to see what I'm doing. A couple of inches down, I'm going to take my round nose pliers and about 1/3 of the way down the barrel from the pointy end towards the fat end, I'm holding onto that wire. I'm going to hold onto the wire and then bend it using my pliers. And while it's bent over like this, I'm just going to push that wire up over the top of my top barrel, open the pliers and rotate that bottom barrel up to the top so I can keep going all the way around and have myself a little loop that crosses over. All right, now this part I'm going to go ahead and wrap. I'm holding onto the loop with my chain nose pliers. And then I'm using my fingers to push this wire around the neck here. And you can use a second set of pliers if this is difficult. Like if you don't have enough leverage, if that wire isn't long enough for that. And then I just use my flush cutters using the flush side against that to snip off my excess wire. So now that I've got my first loop, I'm going to measure from the bottom of this 3 fingers down, and I'm going to give this a snip because that is how much wire I want to have left to make my second loop. And I believe I'm going to want this to go away from me, so I'm holding on to my my link. I'm going to push the wire away from me over the top of my chain nose pliers. It's going to leave me a little bit of space between that bend and that bead so that when I do the same thing that I did before by pushing the wire up over the top of my round nose pliers, rotating my pliers and bringing that wire around, I'm going to have enough room to wrap here, but I'm not going to wrap yet. Instead, I am going to move on to my next one, and I am going to make my link the exact same way that I did that first one, where we make our loop and then we wrap and then snip off our excess, push our bead up, turn this over, make sure that's nice and straight, and bend that over away from me. take another loop, but we are not going to wrap it, not yet. So that's my second link. Now let's make the links for the second set of earrings. It's going to be exactly the same. Bend the wire away from you, push it back up towards you, rotate the pliers, and keep going. One of the reasons that I like making beaded chain is because it gives you an opportunity to practice this a lot. To, you know, make some very terrible links at first and then get better and better the more you do. Practice is the best way to get good at something. All right. Hold on to that. Press that away from me. Make my second loop, but do not wrap it. And this is the part that I always forget too, by the way, which is why I'm sort of telling myself at the same time that I'm telling you, don't wrap it yet, Becky. Because I cannot count how many times I've had an issue with accidentally wrapping my second loop before I attach it to the thing that I want it to attach to. All right, bend that back and then towards me. Keep it going around. I am almost at the end of this spool. How fun that I was able to make 2 pairs of earrings with what I had left. I was just straightening that so that it's a little bit easier for me to use. All right. Now, I'm going to attach my dangle to the link, and the other set of earrings also have dangles. Once it's attached, I can go ahead and finish wrapping this loop on my link. And once it's wrapped, snip off my excess. There's a little bit of wire that's a little pokey outy here, so I'm just going to tuck that in with a very gentle smush from these pliers. There we go. So that's going to be one of them. Let's go ahead and add that shell for the second one. I do really enjoy making earrings, friends. These are quick and fairly easy. It's one of my favorite types of earring designs where you've got a dangle at the bottom, just a link between the ear wire and your dangle. And that's where you can add your, get creative with your beads and stack them the way you want. To make everything look nice. Oh, I like that. Do like that. All right, and now these guys are going to be my bright pink and tassel-y guys. So I've got my loop here. There's a loop right here on my tassel. I'm just going to connect to that link. that up. Do some wire wrapping. I don't think my loops are exactly perpendicular, so I'm going to unstraighten them. See how that's not quite, there we go. Now we'll make more of a cross. There we go. And the reason I want them perpendicular is so that when it's being worn, the this loop here looks like it's facing forward on the face. I love a good pair of tassel-y earrings, especially when the tassels are nice and lightweight. It gives you something swingy and shoulder dustery without a lot of weight. I really like that in a pair of earrings. Make sure those are facing the right way. Alright, so now I've got my 2 pairs of earrings. Let's make some ear wires, friends. Alright, and it looks like these are all the flush cut ends for my ear wires. So I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to do a little loop at the end of all of these. I've got my wire tucked right in there, and it doesn't need to be a big loop. So I'm much closer to the point on here. It just needs to be large enough that I can open and close it and attach it to something. But I don't want to do that thing where you bend it back in order to center it. I want it to be, facing away in one direction. So I'm just going to do this for each of these. That's the flush cut side. There we go, just until it touches the wire again. And now I've got my 6-step bell making pliers, and I know from experience with my ears the depth that I like my ear wire hook to be, and it is this second step up from the bottom, the second largest. So when I take my pair of ear wires here, I'm going to have my small loop. I'm going to have my small loop pointing away from where I'm going to wrap it around. So it's pointing away from that second largest loop. And now I push this around there. It doesn't need to go all the way around, just part of the way. And then once that's been bent there, I can hold on to the wire right next to where the loop is, and then bend these back towards me. Give that a little snip to even it out. And I've mostly got them, but they're not quite finished yet. Next, I'm going to want to work harden them, and it'll also help straighten them out. See how it's a little bit bendy? I'm going to put them in my pliers, give them a good smush, turn it over and smush it from the other direction. You can also use a wire whacker to work harden this, or a bench block and hammer, but I find it works just as well. It's a little quicker and quieter for me to go ahead and do it this way. And then the last step when you do your ear wires is going to be using a, where did it go? A metal file. Right here on the end. You could also use a burr cup. Because even though you may be cutting it flush, it still sometimes leaves a sharp edge on the wire. And this will smooth it out so that you can wear it comfortably, or so that the person you're creating it for can wear it comfortably. You want to do that on all of those. All right. Let me get the last two ear wires done. And then I often make these ahead of time, but I had run out of the ones that I made ahead of time lately, so I've just been doing them as I'm making my earrings. I also didn't know that I would be doing earrings tonight. I thought I might be inspired to do something else with this box, but I was really feeling it, especially with the tassels and these shells. I'm going to be probably making more earrings with these, with this box, but it's going to make some great necklace and bracelet sets. All right. I am going to file these two later, but I wanted to get this finished up and wrapped up with y'all. So we've got our finished objects, completely finished almost. But yeah, if you want to see some of the other things that my sister and I have been making with these bead bundles, this is number 5. So we have 4 other videos that you can watch. The live is a replay, so there's a lot of chatter on our video when we do that, and it was with both of us together. But the other ones were done individually. So there we have those earrings, and here we have the bundle. Let me open that up so that we don't have that light distracting us so much anymore. That was the anniversary bundle number 5 from Beadbox Bargains. And we will have bundle number 6 tomorrow, and then I've got bundle 7 for the last day this week. I believe it will be on Friday that I open that up and make something with y'all for it. This has been a lot of fun. It's been a little more work than I normally do because we've been doing this on top of our other scheduled and planned projects, but I've been having fun with it, and I'm glad that we're only doing 7 of them and we're not going to be doing so many more. But I'll put some links in the description to again, the videos that we've done, to Beadbox Bargains, which is the closeout store, the sister store for Bargain Beadbox, and a link to Bargain Beadbox if you would like to subscribe. It is one of the most popular bead subscription boxes for a good reason. They've been doing it for 10 years and they just keep getting better and better. You get the best value for money. It's just a fantastic box, and I really appreciate that they make sure to note like which metals are nickel free. So if you have allergies, you know what you can use and what you can't. But then you also get a really great selection. This is indicative of something that you might see in one of the bead boxes, where you've got some charms, you've got a whole theme, you've got some gemstones, you've got some shell beads, you've got crystal beads. Very often you'll get a lot of check glass beads as well. It's well worth it, I think. And if you haven't signed up for that already, go give it a shot, give it a try. You'll probably be very pleased, because I'm always pleased. I don't think I've been disappointed with one of these for a very long time. But again, until next time, happy beading.